hit my head on it. Something I really want to learn to do is animate. You know, like when some people get art from like splash art from League of Legends, whatever, and they take it, they separate components out, and then they sort of make it move, but it only like moves a little bit. Like it'll be the characters sort of like, you know, slightly moving with some of the background elements slightly moving to make it look like it's like completely animated, but in reality they're sort of just shifting some of the movement on things, and it works really well as like background, especially on like wallpaper engine. I really want to do that, because, well, for some AI generated stuff I might be able to make it look kind of cool. Why can I see more of it than usual today? Is it because of how big this is? Like, is it usually just thick? Click reply, pin message. Like a refresh button for it? No. Get it off the screen. There you go. It's kind of a mere way to do that. Maybe I should just cut it off a little bit more. Get some Lofi on. Test. Hey, Martin King, how's it going? Thank you for adding to the test list. What do you think? Actually, I won't talk about it on stream. I won't talk about it on stream. Because I feel like it's quite a controversial topic, and I don't want to talk about controversial topics on stream. Even though, like, I get why some people might find it silly that's controversial, and also why people might find it controversial. Basically, AI art, but we won't talk about it. Setting everything up. Definitely a short stream today, so apologies to anyone who wants to be here for a while. I have work to do. Wow, 2 of you have already thumbs up. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much that actually helps people find the channel. Add a video. I think my favorite thing with AI art, in like a not serious way at all, that is not the image I wanted, is oh no, how do I replace the image? Bugger. Is generating silly pictures, like randomly writing a celebrity or something in, like kicking a horse in the face. I don't know, it's like completely random, or boxing a bear. Like, I think it's so funny. It's a special type of humor, I guess. I say that. Most people I work with seem to find it hilarious, so at least I'm not alone. I think I might just jump on the Simpsons environment and just add 1 or 2 assets. I keep getting comments on those videos, like, "Oh, you're gonna make this so you can walk around for, and we can play it." I'm like, it's not really the house at the moment. I think if I want to keep the work contained, I should do that thing where none of the windows are actually transparent. What's up? Hey, very chill. When none of the windows are actually transparent. Where is it? Simpsons. And have it just so they're like planes that are bright. Which you can actually kind of, you could do that by making it so the outside is just like whiteness. I could just do that and make it so we don't care about the outside. But the problem is like one of the living rooms or two of the rooms have like a, what the heck emoji is that? Two of the living rooms have like a big, or actually the dining room and the living room have a big, like big window. So if I make the outside completely like just blasted with light and you can't see what's going on, it might not look very good. And I'll explain why it won't look good. Jesus, what is that? Is that drinking coffee? Face turquoise drinking coffee. Quite literally what it is. Okay, so this thing is kind of broken. Multiple directional, that's fine. Why is it got black borders on it? It looks like I'm in a camera, but default viewport, that's why. As you can see, when I simulate and stop simulating, the lighting does change. Yeah, you can see it change a little bit. In hardware accelerated lumen or ray tracing, you actually don't get that. So you see like some of this lighting change. It's only subtle. I think they might have updated it so it's a little better now. Yeah, it's only subtle now. It used to be way worse. What's the performance like? Which is a big question. Are we lagging a lot? No, we seem pretty good. Greatest emoji ever. I should have coffee. I've got Pepsi Max, a whole bottle, but it's because sometimes when there's not much left, I'll just grab the whole bottle and just drink from the bottle. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I feel like putting it in a glass and throwing the bottle away. I might as well just drink it from the bottle and throw the bottle away. But I guess this has caffeine in it. Can you buy sugar-free, caffeine-free? Because does the caffeine really add that much flavor to it? Includes caffeine. Why did they include caffeine? Why was caffeine like something that they add? Or was it because it was already in? Begging to me. Excuse me? Oh. I should play the music and turn down the gain a little bit. There you go. I want to be obviously louder than the music. So if you guys want it to be balanced, just tell me. Like how if the music's too quiet, if I'm too loud, just tell me to adjust it and I will. I clicked on the wrong screen to move this then. So yeah, back on the grind of doing the Simpsons scene. We have used some mega scans because for things like fruit, I don't want to be going here and sitting here for 10 hours straight making really realistic looking fruit. So instead we just have fruit in here. They're kind of combined together. I should have probably expanded their collision boxes so they don't actually thingy, but you're not really going to look at them. Yeah, these clearly, are these supposed to be final textures? They are. Oh, it's just a tiling texture, I see. We've got some letters over here with bar stamp on it. Funnily enough, we can actually generate, instead of using people's images, someone drew this, we can actually just draw, or we can actually just generate something now. Again, as much as I don't want to talk about AI generation, it'd be useful for my scene because it means I can have it all sort of, not really my stuff. It depends how you look at AI generated. Obviously, I didn't draw it. But it means it could be at least unique and it's not just getting something for somebody online. So if we imagine, let's say, Homer Simpson. Wait, I need to change the art style. Weirdly enough, there's quite a lot of know-how in getting things to generate exactly how you want them. It depends what AI generator you're using, but it's very interesting. Homer Simpson, super realistic, hyper real, what's it called, when you just have someone's face portrait, amazing detail, Bold. Bold or bold? This is A, right? Let's see what we get. Can the character actually walk around in the Simpsons house you made? Technically, yeah. I mean, this is in game. If I have Homer actually in here, I'll admit. There he is. He's actually got a rig on him. He's a little small compared to the scene. I'll have to slightly scale him up. I think it was 1.5. Yeah. Can't grab his bones, but I've actually had some animations. As you saw in one of my GIFs a while ago. Oh, that's a cool looking Homer. Oh my god. So yeah, again, this is just some AI generated stuff, but I wrote yellow skin. It worked in this one, but it didn't work in the rest. Let's take off all the ultra real stuff and instead write illustration. It got the face portrait stuff down now. This isn't super limited. Oh, on Twitch has it not been changed? My bad. Let me go. We want to, what, just put it in art? There still isn't like a 3D art section. I think that's such a bad thing about Twitch. I mean, then again, YouTube doesn't really have one. But I miss when there was an Unreal Engine section. When there was an Unreal Engine section, not only did I get hosted by Unreal at one point, I actually had a decent amount of viewers. Oh my god. I'm going to read that, I assume, ad in a second. And then we're going to remove it if it's a bad ad. Yeah, you've got like science and tech, which some people put art in. Design? No, it's kind of sad. You just have to throw it into art. But the problem with art is you don't go to art and think... Oh, I should really change the title as well. See, what did I have on YouTube? Hello, I'm a 3D artist. Please. Hello, I am under the water. Please help me. Hello, I'm a 3D artist. Please help me. 3D modeling. Games design. I feel always weird putting game design, but that's kind of what we are doing, right? Because this might not be for a game, but it is in a game's engine and it can work in a game. Okay, so what's this ad say? Let's read. Hi, I want to offer a promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, views. Okay. Surely they go hand in hand. The more views you have, the more views you get. Chatbots, the price is lower than price. Click to reply, pin message. How do you remove? There's got to be a way to remove messages, right? Pin message, click. Why am I not getting an option to remove it? Can I refresh the chat? Aha. Wait, can I not remove... You've got to be able to remove messages, right? Pin, reply. Twitch, remove messages. You want to delete in the chat, click on the delete message icon. What delete message? Oh, I've got to go to my dashboard to do it. Create a dashboard. Oh, it's not coming up in the chat though now, in the dashboard. Can I refresh it? I mean, if I do it on my own one. No, there's only pin. How do I delete messages? I mean, it's gonna fade away from the chat anyway, but... Okay, the message you want to delete in chat. Click the delete icon trash can on the left side of the user. I don't see any of that. I can ban him from the channel. I'll do that. Oh, did that work? Hold on a minute. Oh, banning him removed it. Okay. So he's like, no, I actually wanted to watch. I just was paid to advertise. Could you imagine? That'd be really sad. Being paid to advertise and then you get banned from a channel. Like, but I'm sorry. Yeah, let's get rid of Homer. So yeah, I can actually make a more cry. So what I'm talking about, like, with blasting at the outside is I can either do it 2 ways by just doing this. And then instead of having a sky sphere, right, I could just do like a... Still there for you. Refresh. Refresh, do it. Do it. So you can do something like this. Have it so it doesn't cast any shadow. So we still get the light obviously coming in, I say. Why is there no light coming in? Oh, it breaks the indirect lighting even if you turn off shadows. Interesting. Very interesting. What is this stream about? I'm a 3D artist myself. We're making the Simpsons scene, but I took a huge break from it to do other things. Yeah. It's not, like, super realistic. That's kind of not the point, though. Let's reduce the quality so we don't thingy. Yeah. It doesn't work fully because ray tracing... Lumen software is a little bit worse than Lumen hardware. And because I've not got a ray tracing card, I don't get the best results from the hardware. Like, we get changes when I simulate. Some of the lighting bounces in a bit of weird ways, which is a shame. So a lot of the stuff that used to be broken seems somewhat resolved, though. There must have been an update recently. Damn, the stream's really laggy. We're going to have to just look at it like this, right? Yeah, that works a little bit better. Look, you get like this. You see that? I mean, would Simpsons need ray tracing? I mean, Lumen's cool, though, right? Like, if we turn off Lumen... Oh, I'll show you guys a style I was doing in my old scene as well. This scene is definitely laggy. I don't know what I did to make it run really slow, but it's definitely not in its best form at the moment, but that's fine. But I'll show you, I was doing, like, watching a YouTube video, then I was combining other things together to make my own style on something. It kind of looks like a hand brush style, but not quite. I didn't quite get it. But yeah, what I said I was going to do was going to make a glowing sphere, basically, but to make it look like the sky. But the indirect lighting seems to get broken, so maybe I won't do that. I also want to show you guys, for anyone who's just come here, for example, we're going to have small features like this in the scene where you've got like a TV show playing. The screen actually uses a shader I made that's basically built up of pixels, and it gives you the effect of like an old screen. The FPS is a bit low and the bitrate's a bit bad for you guys. This looks a bit more clearer for me, but you'll probably see some bitrate-y stuff happening. But as you can see, you get like this rainbow effect happening. Where'd the glasses go? Wearing contact lenses today. I need to practice wearing them again because I wore contact lenses for like probably a decade of my life. What, like 16 to 26? That's probably about right. Actually, I got it earlier than that. I think I got contacts when I was in school, weren't I? So probably like 12. So 12 to probably like 26, I think, 25. And then out of nowhere, I was like, I'm going to wear glasses again. And I just started wearing glasses again. But yeah, I want to get back into... My eyes aren't used to contacts anymore because I didn't really wear them for so long. So yeah, so this other scene I'm working on... Oh, this is a cool Homer Simpson. This other scene I'm working on... This is probably going to be very laggy, unfortunately. Let's see. If I'm full screen, let's move around and see if I'm laggy. Oh, no, I'm not too bad. Okay, so... Now, when it's moving, you see little jitters and stuff, but it's using a shader that kind of supposed to make it look a bit more painted. And it's a combination of some stuff I've edited to the original video I watched. But I also added like an outline shader, but I have it set to being very faint, and I can show you guys. So if I turn that one off, that's the outline shader, right? So now there's no outline. Which I can't tell which I prefer anyway. So the outline is, again, very, very faint. See that? It like gives everything that slight outline. You see it like coming through here and here and here. Gets like a grey line coming in. But if we turn that off, It's all softly painted. And if I turn off the paint effect, we go back to looking normal. That's what it normally looks like. The outline looks good painting. Yeah, that was like the idea. You can obviously just keep the outline on as well. So you see everything's now got like a very faint outline. See it really clear here on the wood, especially when I get close. Look, gives everything like a slight outline. Does it run well? The scene in general doesn't run too well. I can't. Well, one, because it's Lumen and I haven't got a ray tracing card. But two, I changed some settings a while ago and it like halved my FPS, and I don't know what I changed, but it's fine. It's not necessarily game ready. It was just an art piece. So yeah, you can also swap the order and have it so it applies the lines differently. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It definitely makes certain areas look really nice. It's not too laggy on stream. We're not at 100% though, are we? No, if we go to 100, you'll see some of that coming a bit clearer. But that might be a bit laggy now. But the scene would run well if I had the things I changed a while ago not changed. I can't remember what I changed. Yeah, look how laggy it is. Let's fly around like this. Problem is, in the bigger scene, it just looks like it gets a little... It just looks like it's too blurred, right? I was trying to get like a balance. That doesn't look too bad. And then if you like look from far away. So I think this is when I was deciding which way around this should be. Because if it's on top, you get the lines and they come first. Because it means the lines get slightly blurred. Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'm actually going to render it out like this, but it was definitely a nice little experiment to see what we could get, like adding these effects on. Anyways. Yeah, I'll see what I changed. Back to Simpsons. So, we could still be improving stuff like this. I think stuff like this is fine, but we definitely want some numbers on here. This isn't 100% either. If we set this to 100, it'll be a little bit crisper. This room looks garbage, in my opinion. We definitely need some changes in here. I don't know what it is we need changed. I think some of the lighting just comes off really bad. To be fair, this table's just tiling textures and stuff. So, and I think this is just a tiling texture. So we need to actually make them better textures. I think a big part is the temp. We need it to be... Oh, we're making it slightly blue already, so I think we need it a little bit more like that. This is getting a lot of specular on it. Problem is, I have... it's like on my PC, like the default one that makes it so it balances your screen lighting. And equally, all my monitors look different from each other. So, maybe I shouldn't be balancing it right now. I'm not sure. But this is the last room we're working on. We've got the paper towels, the blender, and then these things on the wall. I feel like these things would be best if I just did a high poly, but I don't know if that's a waste of time for like a singular asset. So maybe I'll do the cabinet today. Or maybe I should start blocking out the scene. That might be a better way to do it. I was actually saying this to someone at my work recently, that a big part is blocking things out, and I've kind of neglected that in this scene. I don't even know how far back this is going to be. It won't be here, will it? Oh no. What is it called? I haven't opened old Blender in a while. I've got two different versions. What's it called? House for tutorial. Here it is. Oh! Right. It's, so that should be it. Can't read. Oh, it was on my desktop. I thought it was on my hard drive, which isn't even plugged in anymore, is it? Oh, it is plugged in. Oh, God. I wish I could show you guys some of the stuff I've done at work recently. I can never show anything because obviously NDA, but it's a shame. If my boss like, nah, you can share stuff on stream, because it'd be like dev vlogging. I'm like, heck yeah, but no, that's not what we do here. How do I know which drive is the one I can remove? Oh, is it this one? What was it called? Wait. Oh, did it get removed from the list? Sorry, it did. Hello, Mohammed. How's it going, man? What was it called? I'll get back on the stream briefly. Very sussy. Sussy Barker. Jeez, how far back in the stream did I just... What? I can't even find the part of the stream when I looked at it. It was like house for tutorial or something, right? So asset, library, desktop, Simpsons, living room. The message didn't send. Oh. Home, household store, I found it. There's a file called what? Is actually. Is that? Storage, locker, cast, play-doh, goose. Oh! Oh! That's just because they were... Not nude, like naked. I don't want to open it because... Well, actually... Is it work related? It just means they didn't have any clothes on. It's fine. Oh, oh! If you, I can't show you this because it's NDA. This is hilarious. The fact that you guys saw a new character and this is what the file is so funny. Hello, Bryce Hammack. How's it going, man? Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Can I create a game by UE and play it alone on a PC? Yeah, if that's what you wish to do. I got an itchy nose. Trust me, guys, it's really funny. Pretty much, I can't show it. If you can see it, it's basically a really low poly character. You would not be able to sexualize them with the word nude at all. So yeah. Steve was back in a sex game. I wish. Oh, did you see that they lifted some of the bad word bans on YouTube? I don't really swear anyway, but new YouTube swearing policy. Was it the January 13th one? Is there just a tweet I could see? It was really recent because like they obviously made it even more strict like a while ago, like a month ago or so, and then recently they kind of reverted some of that. Five days ago, is this it? Oh, yeah. YouTube's new profanity filter will let you cuss a lot more. Can I see? I don't know if you guys are interested in this at all. Like I said, I don't swear anyway, but I just thought it was interesting because the way of what YouTube's been doing recently. Man, there was a page of it. Like a YouTube post, and all I'm seeing is other people talk about it. I want the YouTube post of it. But I wonder if it's because the guy took over. Oh, so that's why half the messages weren't sending. Wait, why? Because was that the reason? Because you're like putting swears and stuff in them. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm typing to people. So open house for tutorial. So what I should do is I should start just putting blocks in it and throw them in the scene, and we can just... Every room should at bare minimum have some of the basic furniture just done out as cubes. Bugger, the floor plan isn't here. Man, that's the one thing I wanted to be here. Simpsons house floor plan. Ha, I found it. So the one I think I was following was this one. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's what I should be doing, basically. And I should just be throwing stuff on top so I can start putting things in the right place. I should use Homer as a point of reference for how tall things need to be. Well, that's cool. The Sims. I was like, what is that? So, how big is this image? Looks good enough. If we grab this... Hello, Daijik. I know I've said your name right at least once in the past, and I probably said it wrong ever since. You must love me for that. Okay, so the resolution of this, or the aspect ratio of this is... okay, so if we run a shape and just write that aspect ratio down... So we'll go 10.24, yeah, by 1782. Oh, 1782. Oh, and then we'll try to adjust it to the scale of the house. I can literally just do... That's not right. Oh. Oh, whoops. Right, let's try that again. 10.24. Throw that onto there. Should load in there again. We'll adjust it to the scale of the house. Why does that not look like it's scaling correctly? Is that scaling correctly? That is not. That's scaling both of them in completely different directions. What? That should just scale it equally across the board, but it's not. Very interesting. I mean, what I could actually do, which will be even better, is just grab it from Blender from here, because this is already aligned. If I actually throw it, if I grab that image I just got. I'm actually a bit concerned because if I find what the image was called, where am I looking? It was called that because it was just dragged off the internet. It was on a desktop. Is it on this desktop then? It was called what? See. So what happens when I abandon a project? I have all the stuff. Oh, here it is. Yes. Perfect. So if I grab this. It doesn't matter. Oh, that makes me feel sad. I shouldn't actually refer to how poorly I said your name. Aha! Oh, that doesn't look aligned anymore, though. What? Oh, no, it is. Yeah. So if we start, like, hiding some parts out. Do that. Go wireframe. We're doing the Simpsons scene. So it's not fully aligned because some of these sizes are insane. Oh, that does make it awkward though. But the table's pretty close. But that does make it very, very awkward because, yeah, look how big that couch is. If you come into my scene, that would make the couch... Oh my god, zoom. That would make the couch something like... Oh, my origin point's in a really terrible spot. That's fine. That would make my couch something like this big, which is huge. Because if we get like Homer now, probably needs to be like one taller too to adjust to the size. But we won't adjust the size. But if we've got like a Homer's already quite small. I'm pretty sure he, from what I remember, he's supposed to be 1.5 bigger. But is he supposed to be 1.5 bigger? How big's the? Yeah, it's probably about right. Yeah, it's just big. It's just very big. Look how long that would make the couch. Like, if he sat his back here, his legs wouldn't bend over. So I forgot that the floor plan isn't quite accurate to what we'd need to do, which is a little bit of a shame, because it means I can't fully utilize it for what I want. I mean, this matches up pretty well. I just need to get, like, this in with all these shapes. roughly in. It's just making me very afraid that we're not... So this is pretty aligned here. Like, I tried my best, as you can see, to keep it aligned. There's a cabinet here. Rug, chair. I'm wondering how much I should use this, or just use it as a rough guide, like reference it and then quickly throw some shapes in. So you've got the window here as well, which comes off from here, but it means, is it the wall? That's stretched on here, isn't it? It is a little bit. Probably want to make that better. A lot of this room was rushed is the problem. So there's a lot of stuff in here that I'd like to improve. I won't do the window right now, but we'll start getting like some of the basic shapes in. So we're just going to start with... So we could use the modeling tool, but I'm just going to literally use some cubes. If we go all... And then we go grid. Is that the one I'm looking for? No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Do I not have it? There's a really nice texture in new Unreal Engines. It's just world aligned. So let me see if I can find that. Oh, just minimized it. Where's my test level? There you go. I'm gonna just migrate over, I think. I'm back on the Simpsons scene because it's an unfinished scene. I had nothing really else in mind to make at the moment. I'm doing progress on a scene I'd like to get finished at some point. I shouldn't be showing you guys this. It's definitely a good thing. So is it called grid? It is called grid. Okay, grid prototype. That's what I'm looking for. So if we just migrate that over to the Simpsons. Simpsons 5.0. Show folder. Oh wait, hold on a minute. Which one's the right one? Simpsons, which, I don't know which one I have open. Let me save this, close that. Sure. There's a 5.1 Simpsons and a 5.0. I'm not sure which one I opened. I assume I opened the newer one, but we'll quickly give it a check. I wonder if my water shader's been getting any sales. Because I did update it. Or any comments more than anything, so I need to reply to them. I have a 1-star that Epic refused to remove. It sounds really bad of me to be like, I want to remove all 1-stars. It's because the 1-star is really terrible. Like, he just basically rips into the shader without using it correctly. Like, I never state, I can show you guys, I never state that, look, you look at it, this shader has not been used for oceans at all. Right? Now, don't get me wrong, you can still use it for an ocean. You just have to slightly adjust settings to work for an ocean. Yeah. I've shown it in a river without it flowing, and you get there. I've got a YouTube video and a Discord to tell you to go to. I've got a YouTube video that demonstrates it. Oh no, what do you mean back? Oh, for God's sake. Anyways, it does demonstrate it. But if I go to reviews, this one guy and Unreal refused to remove it. I even tried to reach out and help him. Extremely bad asset, cannot be used for large spaces. Poor support. There is a problem with reflections. One, reflections is Unreal, not me. Unless he's talking about the planar reflection, which I've gone over plenty of times in the description. And you've got enable distance fields. Okay. That's if he's referring to that, I don't know. It's a literally drag out the box tool. It should work by default. So if it's not working for you, it's because you've got something set up wrong. And yeah, there's this extremely bad asset. It's just a completely unfair review at 1 star, and it just brings down the possibility of making sales and stuff. Right? It's just a bad thing all round. Oh yeah, it's got some sales since I changed it. That's cool. I know I spoke about that a few times, but it's very frustrating. As someone who obviously wants to... I'd love to do what I do without having to work at a company, right? If I could earn my monthly wage by selling assets, doing streaming, having fun on stream, making what I want, that's the dream. Oh, so this was the right scene, okay. That's the dream. I can't do that because I obviously don't earn enough money to do that. But yeah, when something like that happens and it brings down your possibility of leaving your job because you're earning enough money elsewhere, it's kind of a sad thing to look at. So this one, share folder, content here. Actually, would it work in content? I don't know, because it's in. Oh, it is technically in content. Okay, select folder. Does not appear to be a game content folder, does it not? Asset, migrate. Okay. It's literally the content folder. Content, select. Oh, it was that time, okay. So grid. Yeah, this is the new Unreal Engine one that comes with, that basically just comes with Unreal. And it's world aligned, meaning when you move it, the grid moves. So if you were to set out a room, it's just a really nice way to set out the room without worrying about, because the texture looks quite nice in itself, right? So I like this tool. I like this tool. I like this material. I think it looks really nice. Good thing for working under the GPL3. The consumer can't complain about your job. I mean, you could just tell the consumer to edit the code by themselves. I just find it really weird because like that water shader is literally drag out the box. If it's not working for you, it's because you've edited something. So it's a really weird when people, not to be fair, barely anyone's complained about the shader, which is really nice. But it's just really weird when I see people like shader not working, bad. You're bad. Especially when they say there's no support. I reach out every single time. Anytime someone asks, why isn't this working? I say to them, have you tried this? When they say, yes, I've tried that, it still doesn't work. I say, join my Discord and I will run through what might not be working. And I actually saw a comment not long ago that was getting mad at people for recommending joining a Discord. And I was like, really? Like, I think that's the most opening way to say to someone, okay, I'm going to help you. I take time out of my own day, I jump into my Discord, and I try to help them. See, all of this is really bad, because this was just very quickly thrown together. So yeah, it's pretty bizarre to me that's considered a bad thing. Let's look at the floor plan, this one. So, it takes up a big part of this room. We don't need to make it grid-based. Whoops. We just need to make it in here, right? So, if we do this... It's like that. It doesn't clear out much room, and it's more longer, apparently, than wide. So something like this. Now, if we get Homer, we'll use him for scale. Because I know at 1.5, he's the right scale. So, it needs to be lower than that, then. Probably, how tall is a table usually? Like, probably around your waist, right? So, it's probably around... Ooh, a bit lower. Here. So this is just rough estimation anyway. I just want to make some of the rooms feel a bit more like... well, the more you have blocked out, the more comfortable you'll be when you're replacing the assets, right? I'll keep the grid on, that's fine. Something like that. The problem is barely any walkway here. It does come over a little bit here. But it is a little bit thinner by the looks of it. We have a plant in that corner, so I'll just grab a makeshift plant for now. Come over here. Should really be doing the one. Yeah, it's weird, lol. There's this new game called Kart Rider Drift made in Unity. It's so clean. Anyone seen its graphics? I have not. Let's have a look. Kart Rider Drift. Oh, it already looks really good. It looks like... I can't remember the PlayStation game. Oh, wow. Actually, no. It looks really like Mario Kart. Oh, my God. Wait. In Unity, I've seen these assets. Have I not? I don't want to say I've seen these assets when someone actually made them by hand, but like, that looks really familiar. Not the assets, sorry, just the texture. What was the most rage-inducing racing game? Review trailer. $25 maps, damn. I think it's really hard to make racing games like this because you're obviously competing with basically Mario Kart. Everyone's competing with Mario Kart. So when there's already such a staple name that does the formula so well, it's really hard to compete. But if you make it PC available, well, anywhere available, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, you can obviously get the market there. Because Mario Kart's only on... Oh, nice! You can actually decorate your vehicle properly. Oh, nice, cross-platform. It reminds me a lot of... What is that PlayStation game? PlayStation racing game like Mario Kart. PlayStation 3? Man, what was it called? Take closest games to Mario Kart for PlayStation and Xbox owners. No, not Crash Bandicoot, no. It was a whole different title. It's not Crash. It's not Crash. It reminds me a lot of Mod Nation Racers. That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I bet most of you don't even know what this game is. Oh, bugger. What? I selected it. It didn't let me type. Hello. Mod Nation Racers. Oh, you know what? This looks a bit more realistic than I remember. I thought this was super cartoony, was it not? That road texture looked really realistic. I have that game in my... I think I have it on CD somewhere. It was really good, honestly. And the way that you generated tracks is you draw them around and it would fill out all the environment for you. I feel like it had everything it needed to be a good game, but nobody played it. Are we not going to actually see gameplay? Yeah. They closed the servers for a lot of things. Okay, so this isn't... None of this is gameplay, so I don't care about it. Oh yeah, look. Sony's forgotten Mario Kart. One exploration gameplay. Nice. Because you could decorate your vehicles, make tracks... Are you okay, internet? Oh, wait. That's the loading on the game. I thought that was the loading on the YouTube video. I'm such an idiot. Okay, oh. Jesus Christ, how long is the intro? Wow, it was way closer than I remember. And yeah, it was like a weird mix between stylized and realistic. And when I upload anything to YouTube, it gets grouped on the PS3. Really? Okay, I don't care about any of this. Just show me more of the game. So I want to see the... I remember the coolest thing being the track creation. Mod Nation Racers track editor. Yes. Here we go. Time lapse is cool. Look, I had a proper... yeah, and this, that's how you draw the track in. You basically drove up and down to make it so where you wanted to go up and down, it would. I want to see the auto-generate, because it would literally automatically put stuff for you. Yeah, right? This is PS3 and it had something like this. But nobody played the game, despite having all these cool things. It was very on par. I remember, because I used to play a lot of Little Big Planet. Very on par with, like, Little Big Planet. Like, the kind of feel to it, where you could create things and change your character's look, and change your vehicle look. I just want to see what the button... There's literally a button, and it will just place everything for you. Unless he does it all manually. He might do it all manually. Oh my god, he really went all out. Jesus, he is placing it all manually. Is he? Just to be dead on arrival. Yeah, exactly. Did he place those puddings or generate them? I want to show off the auto generator. It might not be as good as I remember. 30-minute track creation challenge. 2 minutes? It's a 3.5-minute video. What do you mean 2 minutes? Oh. Yeah, you see this. All right. So, watch this. So, he's made his track. And then it says, do you want to auto-populate the track? And watch, it goes through the track. When it loads. I don't want to skip because I want you to see the start of it. Should I have skipped? Bugger, come on. Watch. It just, look, it puts on all the things for you. It puts in all the road signs, trees, the buildings, what it thinks the building should be there. So apparently he doesn't want anything here. But yeah, there you go. And boom. It's done most of placing all your foliage actors and stuff for you. I think this was one of the coolest things on PlayStation 3 when I had it. And nobody played it. Nobody even knows it existed. Oh, man. It's so sad. Like, the fact that he's just made this map. Like, all it needed was, like, some extra packs attached to it. And boom. Why did the... I think he's just full of it. And boom, you would have had, like, a full game. Like, a even more interesting map maker. The camera's really zoomed in. Is that just me? I feel like I'm really, really close. Oh, this guy's not very good. Really, really close behind this character. Man, I'm so sad. It was on PSP? That game had so much potential. Who's messaging me? Oh. Hey, look, some people join us. Wave to them. Woo! Yeah, the lighting definitely doesn't bounce as well in here. I mean, forget rid of that. Like, there shouldn't be really... When I had my hard drive, when I had the 1080... No, the 3090 in my PC, all of this room was actually dark, but it's, like, completely lit it up. What's the second directional light doing? I got 3. Oh, is it so that this room had some light coming in? They don't even look like they do anything. We're going to get rid of them for now. Whoa. Oh, right. Because this is the room that's clearly I've put more time into. As I've said to, like, people before, it's like, you have, like, the ugly stage when you're making something. This is, like, the in-between stage, and the rest of the house is, like, the ugly stage. This is, like, coming up to the beauty stage. Looks like the rest of the mechanics were trash. I can't remember. I don't remember thinking they were bad when I played it, but it's been a while. Actually, did I have the lights in here? No, that looks fine. I think a tricky thing with Lumen that I've come to realize is I was under the impression that Lumen was going to be like a replace, like you wouldn't need to do stuff like this, like put in like little lights in the windows and stuff like you would do before Lumen. I thought Lumen would basically be a fix-all, that you have a light coming in that would do all the bounces and everything for you. But I think in reality, you still need to do those extra bits. I was talking about this the other day. Like, if we have no light bouncing as well, like how dark we get. So Lumen causes, oh, Jesus Christ, causes it to go from this to like this, where you get like some of that light bouncing around. You can turn that up to make it a bit lighter. How different is Blender from Unity? Well, they're completely different, different things entirely. That's like comparing, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example. They're not even in the same category. Like, Blender's a 3D modeling package and Unity's a games engine, right? Like, they're not. You use a 3D modeling package to put stuff into a games engine, right? Like, I'll load up Blender, and if I'm like, oh, I want gas and water, yeah, I guess it's like. I was going to say, like, eggs and another food, but no, it's like comparing eggs to a couch. Like, it's completely different categories. Admittedly, they are trying to make it so some games engines have more modeling tools, but still, Yeah, it's like if I want to make something, I'm like, oh, I want to make a, you know, a table. I'd come into here. Hey, what you working on? I'll show you in a second. Yeah, I'd come into here and I'm like, oh, I want to make like, this is not how you'd make a table, by the way. I'm just like trying to get something quick. I want to make a table, and you just come into here and let's get our legs. Oh God. You would definitely have the legs separate, but I'm showing. And then boom, you know, table, and then you'd bevel some stuff. You do like the generic stuff. You know, and you get your table. Then you take this, and then you export this, and then this will get put into your games engine, aka, or not aka, but in this scenario, Unreal Engine, and then I'll drag it in after texturing it and everything. How do you even make games on Blender? You can't make games. You used to be able to make games on Blender, which is great. I kind of miss it. I wonder if I could download really old Blender. Old Blender with a games engine. It was previously embedded with Blender, but support for it was dropped to 2019 with the release of 2.8. Blender 2.7 download. Oh, can I actually download 2.7? Oh no. That one? I'm getting viewers. How many viewers? Is it just? I don't really look at viewer count anymore. Yeah. So the person asking what am I making? Sorry, I'm making Simpsons, but kind of realistic. I still don't want to call it realistic because I feel like I'm still trying to make it stylized, kind of like the shapes of doors and stuff. I still want it to, and a TV, like a TV like this, unless you made a TV to look this silly, would never exist in real life. You know what I mean? But yeah. Unity is more like logic oriented for program games, or Blender for visual oriented. That's how I feel. Yeah, I guess you could say it like that. The problem is, it's just they're just meant for different things. You use them in unison. You use modeling tools to make your game in the game, and then you put them in the games engine. It's like using a saucepan. You know, saucepan's Blender, and I guess the saucepan's Blender. It's the tool used to make your food, and then Unity's the plate where it's all presented, right? So you cook all your food up, and then which is Blender, you throw it all into a plate, and that plate is what's showing off your food, which is Unity in this case, because it's the game engine showing off the stuff you've made in Blender, in Substance Painter, in ZBrush, in all the software you had to use. So different tools in the kitchen. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm over-explaining it, but yeah. Blender's game engine got removed because there were too much to fix. Focus on the games engine. They didn't need a games engine, to be fair. It was just really fun because it used a node system that was really like can I install it? That was really simple. Like even a dum like me could use it. I'm installing it. I'm installing 2.7. Yeah, you don't make a game on modeling tools. Yeah, essentially, yeah. If only it would be as easy as making a pretty model, right? Let's go, 12 viewers. Heck yeah. So yeah, I've loaded up old Blender. Oh my god, look how white it is. Or like yeah, washed out. Woo! I know you could change that. If you used to be able to pull down this. It's not there. I swear it used to be set it's up there. So, default, video, modeling, animation, component, default, game logic. Here we go. So, it's been so long. This is what I say to people though. When people are like, oh, but Blender changed so much in the upgrade. If you put this to dark theme, and then move some stuff around a little bit, you'd get very similar to what you got today. So this would have to be... I think this is already counted as a physics object. I could be wrong. But if we click on this, add sensor, and you go like mouse, when you push your left button, I don't know if it's an and, but we can check. Look, you hook it up like a node system. And then you'd go... Oh, it's been so long. Edit objects. Dynamics track to replace mesh. Wait, no, let's do keyboard. And when we press W, we'll move forward. I don't know if it's an and we need. Edit object, add object, end object, replace object, track to. It might not be edit object. Action. Play, start from. No, that's like changing your frame. Visibility, steering, scene, random properties, parent, motion. 5. And then how do I play? Oh no. How do I play? What's the play button? P? Oh, yes, it worked. Oh no, not that. No, let me click it. P. Yeah, look, I can move by pressing W. And then if you like set this up to have all the other stuff in, so we go keyboard, and then we go like backwards. Can I duplicate this? No. What was that again? Motion. And then we have it at minus 0.5. Let me just connect this up. You could add physics as well, but I can't remember how to do that. I think it's just like in here. Feels like Scratch. Let's see what you're saying. Yeah, it is too grey, you're right. I don't miss this UI at all, yeah. You could, there was a dark theme. I can't remember how you do it, but you could make it dark theme, because I remember doing that. Maybe also blend the setting is gay. Oh my god, did they? Feels like Scratch, yeah, I read that. Scratch 3D. I don't even know what Scratch 3D is, but I'm gonna have a look at that in a minute. Anyway, so if we click play now, she's about to move backwards and forward. Ah, no. Oh wait, no, because my keyboard S, there you go. Yeah! And then instead of moving left and right, you would usually do like a keyboard A, keyboard D, and you have no idea how excited this makes me. Just like, it's been so long. I miss this engine because you could make the dumbest things. You'd never make a full game in it. And that was fine. It was just silly. I think 10 might be too much on a minute. Oh, we're going the wrong way anyway. It'd be Z, right? So we probably want like 2. It's not Z. It's... Oh, that's because I'm not in Z. There you go. Yes! And then it should... Yes! And then the last bit... So we'll make them a bit slower as well. And we'll make backwards. We'll make reversing slower. There you go. And then last but not least, we need to go one more motion. And again, you could add physics. I just can't remember how. This is... This is all I remember. Is this really basic setup. And then we have a little vehicle-y thing. Whoa. That reverses slower. It's so cool. I miss it so much. Whoa. Man. Oh, it's so good. Okay, let's quit old Blender. I'd never open it ever again. So let me see what Scratch is. Scratch 3D, right? Scratch 3D. Oh, is there a better image of it? Scratch 3D. Oh, there's those little projects. Oh wait, no, regular Scratch. What should I Scratch games engine? I'll have a look. Scratch. Is this it? What the heck is going on? It's very flash gamey. Oh, bloody equals Scratch 3D. Oh, I see. Okay. Scratch is like a real thing. Oh, you guys have touched some extra stuff I've not read. It's a dumbed down. Yeah, it's dumbed down blueprints, essentially, right? In Blender. I wonder if simple walking games could be made from this old version of Blender for today's devices. 100%. I feel like, right? Maybe I'm got too much faith in Blender. Use drag and drop logics to build games. Yeah. What are we doing? Okay, so we're blocking out. So in here we need all of this. We have a chair. Oops. We have a chair over here. I don't know what we're going to make the chair look like. Again, it's just very, very basic block out. But if we just do something like this. Oh, you know what? We'll grab this, but we'll put on the grid texture on it. So we are basically demonstrating this isn't going to be the proper asset. There you go. So we go something like this. I don't know how this room is receiving so much lighting. Is it because the roof? No, it's got a thick roof to it. How is this room receiving so much lighting? This should be dark. I think it worked in for hardware ray tracing, but it's just not working here. Is it the skylight? It's a skylight. We're gonna tone this down then to like a 1. It's a bit dark, I know, but essentially what we would be doing is we would turn like the stuff that's leaking light in, for example, here. Obviously too much. Way too orange. But we'd get all this set up correctly to make it so the light properly comes into here. And that's how we'd light the house. We might have the skylight a little bit lighter than we got it. Like maybe at a 2. Or was it at the 0, 4, 2? Yeah, maybe like a 2. So that way we can light up scenes a little bit. Look how much it glows here, though. Oh, well. You shouldn't care too much about lighting in production stage or like the early production stage. Well, I'm going to try and work a little on my own. Oh, have a good one, man. Hope you enjoyed the brief time you were here. I'm just reading. I'm reading. So we want chairs around the table. There's 6. So if we go... That's okay. You go 1. Yeah, I'm trying to explain my company at the moment because for some reason we're trying to really rush like end design. Like, oh, here you go, Steve. Here's loads of props we can use to make the game. I'm like, we don't need this right now. We're not at that stage. We're literally at blocking out stage, and I'm being given like finished asset packs. I'm like, the scene's gonna be grey for a while, guys. So we're not looking, like, it's not going to have color. It's not going to have finished assets for quite some time. Blocking out at the end of the day just helps visualize sizing, how lighting's going to work. As you can see, under this table gets really dark because of the way the lighting's hitting it. It's got apparently a small table over here. Have we got a corner table? I've ruined this room by turning off the sky. Let's put the skylight up to what we had. I think it was 8, right? And we'll just for now ignore the fact that it looks terrible. Because I still want this room to look good. Okay, so we have Homer apparently clipping with it. Nothing else along here. I don't know what's supposed to be here. If we look at the design, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. But it's fine. It's fine. I also think a really good help is looking at modular packs and stuff to inspire your work. Because sometimes things aren't as obvious when you're making something. These chairs are very low down, I know. We're probably going to make them taller, but these are just placeholders. Curtains or radiators? Is that curtains? I think you're right. I think that's curtains. I was thinking radiators. I was like, I don't remember seeing any radiators in The Simpsons. I don't think American houses really have radiators, right? They have ventilation, like they have heat coming from like one source. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Oh, this is not in a good spot. That's fine. We'll move them over to just have a placeholder again, just like this. I like how it's blocking out light. Like, oh, I guess I could fix it. It's because it's not got a blocking volume over here, which is dumb, I know. But let's quickly just do this. So that should darken up the room drastically. Oh, wait, I don't want it clipping with the garage. There you go. There you go. Well, now it's way too dark, but it's at least doing what I wanted it to do. We could put just a light in here to simulate it as light. Because obviously we need a window there. Oh, what the heck? Do that. There you go. That's a little bit more realistic with the lighting. Not brilliant, but it's a little bit more realistic. Have we got a corner table? I need like a small circular table. That's a square table. I do not. Okay, so we're just gonna make a quick shape for that then. Where are we? I would 100% recommend, though. My friend Alan loves doing blockouts. In fact, his blockouts are so detailed. I probably wouldn't do it as detailed as he ever does it because I'd rather just jump straight into the modeling stage because I feel like doing too detailed blockouts might... I try to avoid Burnout as much as I can. The video game Burnout, the old racing game. No, Oh, wow, this is actually to one side. It's more like... Jesus Christ, was our rotate point? And I feel like doing overly detailed lots of stuff. Overly like, going too on it for the optimization. Hey, Baymax, how's it going, man? Baymax88. Going to optimize, for example, like spending too much time optimizing everything, spending too much time doing UV maps and making them perfect, spending too much time perfecting things. And it's the same with blockouts. If you're putting way too much time in detailing your blockout, it can burn you out for later development. You can look at a lot of my stuff, and a lot of my stuff is not to the degree that it could be if I put that extra time in, but I didn't burn out. I still got the project done. So I'm more laser focused on getting things done than I am on getting them to being perfect. So we'll leave it like that because we're just blocking out the room. I think it's good to get scale. Yeah. I think when it comes to generic stuff, I have like spare chairs at the moment, so I'm using those. But yeah, to understand how the room's going to look as well, when we set up cameras, we can use blockouts to understand where those cameras are going to be. Yeah, that is well, Baymax. So just setting it in the lower settings. I don't want to go to lower settings, though, because it's going to I don't know why Unreal does this. I guess it's got, like, a whole different lot of materials it uses. Oh, my God, it's Homer. That is Homer. Yeah, look at him. Oh, you know what? What happens if we put this on Homer? Here you go, Homer. Yeah. Now, that's how we're doing the scene. So, I don't know what they have on the walls. If we actually try to find some images of the living room or the dining room. Simpsons dining room. We could try to get some of the wall stuff. Yeah, I thought they had paintings. Oh, so how thick is this wall? Oh, thick enough. Cool. So they've got one of these, like little bits that sit in the wall. What are you doing? I am making the Simpsons house, but we went on a bit of a break for a while. In that break, for those of you who've not seen this as well, I made this little guy. So in the break I was from... Okay. In the small break I had from doing this... Ooh. I made this stylized cannon, which was really, really fun to make. I tend to do more stylized stuff anyway, but... Yeah, so the break I had from Simpsons, I did this. I've been working on Hamlin. For those of you who don't know who Hamlin is, he is... Let's keep any of you updated who haven't been here in a while. Because if you guys stopped watching me during the Simpsons making and have just come back, you'll be like, you've done nothing. So I just want to quickly show you guys what I've actually done in that time frame. When it loads. There he is. Come on, Hamlin. We've been making this little guy. It's a bit of a laggy scene for some reason. There's nothing here. Yeah, I was like working on Fresnel stuff with this. I kind of want to do a bubbling effect on these, but I think it might be overkill. And I'm making them, as you can see, they glow. And because it's lumen, you actually get like casting of light. Oh yeah, and we got the tail in. I added like it to sit underneath here with a hole. Yeah, so I've been bouncing around on projects recently, but we're back on The Simpsons. And I want to get some more of this done. And I think the first stages that I really need to get done is blocking out. So we're going to start going into every room, and we're just going to start placing things. We're going to start getting stuff on walls, stuff like that, and then we're going to start replacing those things with actual assets I want. Because that is what you're supposed to do. For those of you who have not made anything before, that's usually the direction you're supposed to go. I should also separate the house into separate components. As we see at the moment, the whole floor plan is this. What I should do is separate, because they've got thickness to them, look. Oh, wow, what the heck? Why is this part lower? Oh, because that's the hallway. They've got thickness, so I could literally take this part out and have that as a separate component, slap it down, and just make sure things connect up nice and neatly. And when the separate components, it means I can work with them separately. My brother's a 3D sculptor and he wants to break into the industry. Do you have any suggestions to help him? He's scared to put... So that's the first thing. Don't be scared to put anything on ArtStation. Even if people say you're complete garbage, which I got for quite a while... even my best friend he didn't say myself was garbage, but he was the opposite to encouraging. He kept telling me to give up on my dream, basically. And he might not admit to that now, but he did. He kept telling me that I'm wasting my time because it took me too long to finally get into the industry. Basically, if you really want to be a 3D artist, if you really want to get into the industry, you've got to ignore those comments. And you've got to, if you can, you've got to take those comments and try to spin them in a positive way. If someone looks at your work and says, wow, the lighting sucks, you know to work on the lighting. Sometimes they might just say this whole thing sucks, and it's a bit hard to take information from there. But like, just throw things in your ArtStation. My stuff on my ArtStation has got better and better over time. I've had stuff, like, I kind of want to redo this guy, because I learned some new techniques when doing this. I don't like the texture, and I really want to replace it with something else. But it was a fun little asset to make. I think I've got the opening, haven't I? Yeah, I've got, you can see inside here as well. That's the cheapest looking poster. I could have made that look way better. But yeah, throw stuff on, even if it looks garbage. My stuff looked garbage. In fact, some of my stuff still looks garbage on here. If I unhid the stuff I had, how come you have two chats? One's Twitch, one's YouTube. Sorry, I didn't see that comment just now. You just gotta keep working up from it, right? Because you want people to see that you can at least do 3D art. Even because if a company just wants you as a, like you're applying for internships and stuff, they want to at least see that you can achieve something that's 3D, right? Even if you think it sucks, even if you don't want people to see it, you need developers to see it, because you need them to know what you're capable of, even whether it's that's low tier or high tier. I don't like giving too much advice on this kind of stuff. I don't want to tell you what. He's self-taught, that's why. No, that's fine. Most of my work's self-taught. I went to university for 3 years. 95% of what I learned was self-taught. There are some lessons that stick with me from university that made sense, but most of university wasn't about being taught how to use these actual softwares. It was just taught, like, for example, the first lesson I ever got taught was, when you join a company, you are not making your game. If you are going into the game industry because you want to make your game, give up on joining a company. You need to start your own indie company, because when you join a company, you get some companies who do let you have control, but they are few and far between. My boss tries to let people have a bit of control, and to be honest, sometimes that can clash with other people's ideas. Too many cooks spoil the broth, for example. Like, if you've got too many people suggesting ideas, they won't work, or there'll be too much complexity. I've completely lost my train of thought what I was saying. So, for example, in my portfolio, so I'll say this, almost everything I have is real time. Even the stuff without an Unreal Engine logo on it, I should actually put one on here, because this is in the Unreal Engine, works real time. Because I wanted to be a video game artist. I wanted to make stuff for video games. Now, I can't tell you if that's a good thing, because the people I know who don't show video game stuff, and they just have like, I think if we looked at the text wireframe, for example, now he's not the best optimization, but if you actually compare him to War Thunder, he's well below what they would expect. I'll click this and show him. Oh, cool. It's well below what you'd expect. I think there's a wireframe. Like this, you could say, wow, that's too much. But no, that's actually pretty good. When you compare that to some War Thunder models, that is probably still within the limit. The biggest part is the tracks and the wheels. But yeah, I wanted to show on my portfolio that I was capable of making video games. So I tried to make things work for video games, whether I rendered them in the Unreal Engine or I tried to make them low enough poly to work in a video game. But yeah, after saying all that, it took me 6 years to finally get a job after university. So I don't like giving too much advice on this kind of stuff, because I clearly wasn't very successful at it. I took in all the lessons I was told to do. Try to make your portfolio cater towards certain things. If you wanted to be a generalist, try to make your portfolio cater towards what I have, which is showing that I could do a vast amount of different things. I could do kind of realistic. My realistic environments aren't brilliant. I should actually make a realistic environment, or upscale some of them, because I could do better now. But I showed that I could do stylized. I can make singular props. I can make environments. I've got a character. I've got weapons. I was told that was a good thing. Did you start as an intern? No intern company, nowhere would accept me. In fact, I will say this now, I have never in my life had an interview for probably over 200 jobs I've applied for in the 3D art world. Whether that's been internships, junior roles, or mid roles, I have never once been given an interview. Now, you could say that the company I joined now, because I've been working at a company for 2 years, that I did have an interview, but it wasn't really an interview. My boss, weirdly enough, saw my stream, and he liked what I was doing. I was working on the boat scene at the time, which is this scene. Have we got just some images? So I was working on this scene at the time. And weirdly enough, I was modeling a very basic asset, which I don't even see in any of the images. Where's the bedroom? This. I was modeling that hat. My boss saw it, asked if I wanted to join his company, got me into a little call with him, which wasn't really an interview, and just said, I like your stuff. If you want a job here, you can have a job here. And he gave me the job. Other than that, I've never successfully had an interview in my life for a games company. I'm gonna tell him to start streaming too. Yeah, because apparently that's how I got it. I like to think I was just being unlucky, because I don't want to make it so it sounds super hard for anybody to get a job. I think I was just always in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was always applying jobs maybe too late when they already had someone in mind. Yeah, I like to think that's what was going on, because I couldn't even get internships. Even unpaid internships, they wouldn't accept me. So yeah, I like to think that was the reason. I like to think some of the lessons I've just told you now are still things appropriate to help you find work, and that even though it took me 6 years to find work, I still might know a thing or two about helping, even though I don't like recommending things. I do think one big one, which is kind of controversial, is do not, on your portfolio, just make things look as good as possible. Don't worry, it's bang outside my room. Don't worry about text resolution, for example. If you look at a lot of people's, like if I go to like games artist art station. So let's look at one of these things. Let's check if he has a texture resolution on here. So nothing texture resolution in here. He doesn't even have a breakdown. This, look how high quality this is. This is like an 8K map. This would never be made in a video game. Like, look how detailed this is. The letters might be a decal, to be fair. Oh, whoops. Oh, that looks awesome. What the heck? Oh, wait, this is community. Sorry. But either way, it's the same thing. Wherever it's here or whatever, you tend to see, like, by Hendy. Hendy? I thought it said Henry for a second. You tend to see... Oh, here you go. People will rarely put in... So, they've not said it's for a video game, to be fair. But you'll tend to find someone make something really, really detailed, say, yeah, the game will run at 2 FPS, exactly. They'll say, yeah, video game ready. But sometimes they won't even show the wireframe because they know it's too high poly. A lot of times they won't show the texture resolution because they know the textures will have to be dumbed down to like a 2K map to actually work in a video game. But if I'm being honest, from what I've seen, they don't, even from my boss looking at people's portfolios, and he's been in the industry for years, they don't seem to care too much about that. As long as it looks really good, that's the first thing they care about. Then they care about if it actually does work in a video game second. So yeah, you misspelled 0.2 FPS. So yeah, work on making it look as good as possible, and then work on making it actually game ready second. I hate recommending that because I don't do that. I always try to make my stuff work as a game ready thing. I try not to blast 8K textures on things because I just don't think it's a productive way to do your work. This is an asset that did have 8K textures on it, and you can tell when you get really close. Watch, look at this. You can tell this is very high resolution because look at these little scuff marks, the edge wear on the metal. But again, I didn't mention it, and if anyone says, oh, I wonder if this guy can make guns, they'll go to my portfolio, and they'll go, okay, real-time assets. Oh, he's got a tank, he's got this, he's got this, he's got this. Can he make guns? Oh, I actually think the tank wasn't too high poly, too high textures. The poly count's fine, but I think the textures on this were actually pretty good. But it go, oh yeah, that works. Oh, okay. You can make an M4A1. Shotgun's a little low quality. This shotgun was meant for an environment, so when you usually make an environment assets, they won't be as high quality. But I still tried to put some detailing in it, and then one of my first guns was this. Which definitely could be rendered way better now. But they'd look at this and go, wow, these things work. Even if they all had 8K textures on it, they probably wouldn't mind too much. Call of Duty uses 8K in menu, and then... Did they actually? Really? 8K in menu? I know it's because that's the only thing they're rendering, but I thought 8K was still way out of reach for being a standard. I remember my friend Scrumpy talking about it, because he was like, oh, I can't wait for 4K to be industry standard. Okay, so let's get some more of this done. So we're going to get pictures of environment. I hope my whole rant was helpful there. I do go on these massive rants at times. I know I do. Okay. Oh, okay. So they have a rug underneath the whole thing. So, oh, look how dark it is. Ooh. So we'll put a plane down here to represent our rug. We won't clip it to grid. Actually, is there a place for visualizing ultra things like this into job market? I always thought one needs to know to things efficiently in the job. Good luck. Hey, Lucas. Just coming in there saying good luck. Is that on the project or what Baymax was talking about? Is there a place for visualizing ultra things like this in the job market? As in like the 3D, like the video game job market? Because it'll be for trailers and stuff, right? If you're making cinematic trailers and stuff like that, it won't matter too much. Weirdly enough, it's still very acceptable. Making something that actually doesn't work on a 3D, on a video game, because you're just doing it for a rendered, not a rendered trailer. Sometimes it's like in-game, but it's a pre-rendered in-game. But that's still very acceptable. So, I don't know. So this is definitely thinner, according to the actual... Actually, not too thin. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's lots of reasons you could get away with basically lots of stuff. Every job in the 3D market or 3D field will have a reason you could do it that way. At least I feel. Oh, you know what? We actually have a... Oh. No. It's got that pin and everything. So, whoa. That's the room I want to be in. There was this one guy somewhere on YouTube that was making Homer hit and run game on Unreal. Oh, yeah. I've literally spoke to him. Well, not spoke to him. He's replied to my messages before because I'm on his Discord. Makes it sound like I'm a celebrity. I've replied to someone's replied to me and he's got like 500,000 subscribers. No, he's what's his name? I've got him on it. I didn't leave it, did I? No. Where is he? Oh, Reubs. Reubs. Yeah. He's got a share remake dev, and lots of people are remaking the game in there. But I've posted some of my environment images, like I posted this image in there, and he replied to me and went, "That looks sick," and I was like, that makes me feel really warm inside. You know what? I was actually... So the reason... For those of you who don't know why I was making this scene, I was actually paid by NVIDIA. I'm allowed to say this, I'm pretty sure. I was paid by NVIDIA to make basically... this scene right here. I feel like this is too orange now. I think it's because I set the temperature of the scene slightly different. So we can actually slightly reduce that orange. That's a bit better. Yeah, I was paid by NVIDIA to actually make this scene. And if we actually go to my art station, the actual images on there are the images I use, like... for an article I was put in. So NVIDIA published me in, or helped get me published in 3D World magazine. Oh wow, I turned to the page really quick. As you can see, it's a... Let me... Have I got a bigger camera? Oh, whatever, I'll show you here. As you can see, look, I got put in a magazine. I actually took up 4 pages, I'm pretty sure. I was like, wow, they gave me a lot of space. Oh, there you go. And it was basically to show off one of their laptops and its capabilities. So I had to render it on the laptop and everything. The laptop was ray tracing, so it was actually quite nice using it because it was a ray trace scene originally. It wasn't Lumen. I was using ray tracing. So I kind of needed to use their laptop because I don't have a ray tracing card. So the original scene on here is ray traced versus Lumen, which is what we've got now. As you can see, I've added a lot of detail now. Like, if you look here and you look here, you'll see even the curtains I've made better. Like, I made them like actually flare out and have like these top bits on them and stuff. And we've added like these cans here that when you get really close, you'll see like the actual water and everything on them. And like, yeah, there's loads of small details. How does NVIDIA come to you for a commission? They just emailed me. They were just like, hey fam, we got some work for you. It was great. I was like, oh, like my older brother was like, that's fake. I was like, I don't think it is. Like, and yeah, they paid me. I won't say how much because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed. Oh, the scene's lagging now. Whoa. And yeah, like, But their actual recommendation, they gave me a really short time frame, and they actually asked for 2 scenes. They went, can we have the Simpsons scene? And they actually requested a Family Guy visualization of their kitchen. And I basically said, the time frame that they gave me, unless they gave me more money and I could take more time off of my actual job, it's just not possible. And they basically said, okay, we'll give you the same amount just for the Simpsons scene. And I was like, brilliant. Sure, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, it was a really fun project. I basically killed myself for 3 days. I did about 3 10-hour days working on this scene. At the time, it was this room and just this room. I didn't have the kitchen or anything. And yeah, I just was going ham over 3 days. It was a 3-day project. It was really good. I enjoyed myself. Oh, we're at 100%. I wonder why it's low, running low. There you go. Running slow. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I was just reading what you guys said. So we want this here. It's probably a bit bigger, and it's probably a bit more like that. So that's sort of what we're looking at here. That room is pretty much the block out. Again, I'm going to look at some more reference real fast. Simpsons dining room. Oh, and they got the light at the top. I've been neglecting lights quite a lot because you don't often see the lights, but in this one image, they actually, or this one GIF, you actually see the light. So that's interesting. I'm going to put that in just so we have an idea that there's a light up there. How do you model in Blender, then move to Unreal? Oh, well, I'll show you. I don't know. Sorry, not that I don't know. I'll show you. So, like, recommend an asset. I can't think of anything right now. That we can model real fast. That I might use. Let's say a cup. I'm pretty sure I have cups anyway. But let's. You're in Blender, right? Now, I've got the whole environment in here just because it's nicer to actually have it in here. So when I model something, I could transfer it over. So as you can see, look, we have a representation of all the rooms in Blender. Oh, yeah, look, a cake. I forgot I made the cake. What was that for? Was it my birthday? That needs to be improved. I like the shape and everything of it. The textures need to be improved. What should I make? Oh, we got loads of photo frames. Maybe I should just use one of these and rotate them and put them up there. Just make a cup. So you're making something, right? I tend to start with cubes quite often because I'm a cubey man. So I'm gonna come over here and work on it. Isn't this cam walk in Blender? Isn't this cam walk in Blender? As in, you could do this, boop, and then walk around. Oh wow, I'm so fast. Yes, you can. And if the floor will have physics, you can actually bump up on things. I'm a bit short though. Oh no, actually. Door looks huge, but that looks kind of fine. I don't think Blender at all is set to the scale of the environment there. Because as you saw, I had to increase the size of Homer. So that means this scene is probably half... I'm half the scene is... Wait. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure Blender is not a representation of the actual scale because I haven't set it to that. Yeah, I know there is. I'm just too lazy to install stuff like that. What is this? Oh, right. Try different lens sizes. Oh, that's a good idea. We could, but I want to show you quickly how to get like an item. So you'll model your thing, whatever it is, in Blender. So we're just going to be making like a cup real fast. Something like that. It's a terrible looking cup, but whatever. We'll get some bevels on here at the top. Oh man, bevels are so naff in Blender at times. I'm gonna have to manually do them. Like, I'll show you guys an annoying thing in Blender. Maybe one of you know actually how to fix it. So if you're like got a bevel on something, right? You're like this. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Let's make it a bit smaller. And then you want to go, okay, we want to subdivide it. And you're like, okay, let's turn up this so we can have these sharp corners and it's also subdivided, right? Very, very cool. Now, if I was to like do this, and pull this up, look at the kind of results you get. It does not like merging. And it's even worse, right? So if I pull this out and was just doing this, right, it's fine, right? It keeps the bevels in. But look, as soon as, I don't know, it becomes convex or concave. I can't remember the term I'm looking for. As soon as it does one or the other, I'm back after finishing myself. Nice, that was quick. But one really bad example is this. When I pull something in, look, what is that? Yeah, I don't know anything about modeling. I just blueprint. Oh, right, I see. It's really annoying though, and you basically have to just manually start doing your thingies, your bevels. But if you turn this like down to, put it up to 90. I don't know. It's very, very annoying, and I know there's a way to fix it. I just can't remember how, because I swear I did it once before. Why would you need to bevel with subdivide? Just because it can make, like in Maya, I used to do it here and there. It just can make certain things easier to model, like, because when you subdivide something, like, it gets completely smoothed. But if you're like, oh, actually, I want, so if we manually beveled, I want the corners to stay sharp, you could do that. But so that you can have a modifier instead, you could do this. So basically, you would just tie it up. It's the same thing in Blender as creasing, essentially. But creasing, you tend to get weird normals. Yeah, weird normals, that is the one I'm looking for. So you probably do it to about there, right? And then you could always just do this, and it should look a bit better. And then you can start modeling that way. Just make sure that when you make something, like when you do this, you select it, and you harden the edges you want to harden. So now you've got this, it's more loop cuts. You can do more loop cuts. The problem with doing more loop cuts, right, is there's usually a lot of cleanup involved. So if we are, let's say we've got this, and we're like, okay, we want the bottom to be smooth, everything, but we want the top to be sharp. We could do this, go, okay, we still want it to be sharper, we could do this, like that. And you're like, okay, that looks pretty good. But now, when you apply that, you'll see you'll get a lot more dense subdivisions here, when if you were instead to just do a, like, crease, it's called in Blender, and then do it, you'll get much cleaner geometry. You won't have all of that then. If you did want that to be smoother, you can always just bevel it now. See what I mean? So you end up with much cleaner geometry, and you don't have all of those extra loop cuts you've got to now optimize. Because when you've completed a full asset where you've been putting loads of loop cuts in, like, okay, we want the one there, we want it to be sharper, like over here, and you're like, oh yeah, that's what I like, yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, we need to be a little bit sharper here and here. So instead of using the creased or bevels, you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty much one, so we've got this corner here. So there's like, and we're like, oh, we want this part to still be very smooth, so you're like free. You just end up with so many dense areas, look. And then you got to, like I said, work on cleaning it up versus using creases or using bevels. But bevels obviously will be universal anyway, because a bevel will do this, and you can add that. Now, a bevel will also give you quite a lot of loop cuts, but they're usually way cleaner to clean up. But yeah, you could use the crease tool, which is the preferred way to do it. It's just sometimes it's surprising how much you actually will want to use. Let's get rid of the bevel. You will want to use just sort of different things. I guess you could still combine both of them together though. But yeah, anyways. What's the cup I was making? You know what, we'll do photo frame. Because I actually need a photo frame for the living room. So you should work at center of grid. The only reason I'm not is because I got a lot. Actually, you could still technically work in center. I'll just have to hide everything. So we'll lift it off the ground and make it so it's... Or, no, we can have the origin point here. So when you're making something... Yes, Blender is a headache when we don't know what we are doing yet. It's one of those things where it's like... It can... No, I wouldn't like that. It can feel like you don't know what you're doing, but at the end of the day, it's just... There are so many things where it's surprising it's an industry standard. You'd be like, oh, man, I suck. Oh, there's no way experts actually do this. And then you watch like an expert doing it. You're like, oh, he done it the exact same way as me. Oh, I don't feel so bad anymore. So 90, 0. It's not what I want at all. What I want is actually a manual. Manual. I'd probably something like this. No, I'm trying to figure out how I want the frame to be. You could do that, and then do that. There you go. And then we could do a weighted normal. To make those look smoother. Oh yeah, back would need a bevel as well. Just a singular bevel in the back, I think, like that. Cool. And we've got some sort of photo frame, nothing too fancy. I'm trying to think here. I feel like I do want like a slight bit here, but I don't really know what. No. Whatever. We'll keep it like that. It's not actually going to be something I'll probably use. But yeah, let's say you got your asset. This is to Baymax. You get your asset you've made. whatever. We'll save out our environment or our scene. It takes a long time to save because there's a lot here. We go FBX export. Let's just throw it onto my desktop. We'll just go photo frame block out. You can actually do block outs. Conformity is real. You can actually do formats, blockouts using models you import. You just make like a simpler version of it. I tend to just do blocks and stuff when it comes to the engine. So photo frame, blockout, desktop. Now you jump into your engine, and I think it's very similar to Unity as well. Most of the time I don't try things because of me thinking other people will do it better. Yeah, but it's surprising how much people just do things the terrible way that you're doing it. It was like one way, so I kind of want to show you this. In university, my teacher was an animator. So let's say you had a character, and let's say he was grabbing something, right? Let's say this is the thing he was grabbing. So you'll have your character with his hand, you go, grabbing something. That's his body. There you go. So you got your character like grabbing something. He's got a very weird looking arm, but he's grabbing something, and you want it. So when an object is stationary, you obviously don't want it to move, but it means if in animation it's still set, especially in video games, it's set as a static mesh, but when your character grabs it, you need it to be part of the character. You need to be joined usually to his socket. And my teacher said the way that they used to do it, and they still do it today, or at least the last time he was in the industry, is when they would go to grab something. So this would be your object. As soon as he grabs it and it becomes a part, it's not how you grab something, but whatever. As soon as he grabs it and it now becomes a part of him grabbing it, right? You would make the static mesh version turn invisible. Wrong button. Turn invisible. So it's still, or it's deleted, right? It's not still there. It's just gone, right? And what you would do is you would always have, at all times, you would have it attached to the person's hand, except until he grabs it, it doesn't become visible, right? So he would go to grab it, and as soon as it needs to be socketed to his hand, the static mesh version will turn invisible, and the one that he's technically always had in his hand, but it's always been made invisible in his hand, becomes visible, right? I know this probably sounds really confusing, but I can't think of another way to explain it. But yeah, so technically this item would always be in his hand. It only became visible as soon as he picked it up, right? And that's how I used to do my animations. I started animation, but that's how I used to do my animations back in the day. And my teacher was like, without asking him, he was like, yeah, so this is how we used to animate. And he showed me that exact way. And I was like, oh my God, I thought that was the clunkiest way ever. And apparently that's how they used to do it. Master plan. Most of the time I don't try things. Oh, I already read that. But it's so interesting when you find out that something isn't the dumbest way to do it. So I'll actually put this on here. There you go. It makes me feel better when it's got these like grid patterns on it. Similar like over here. Why is that got a separate material on it? That's interesting. But this also has the same wall, right? Yeah. So we can't put it on the walls. But we can put it on the floors. Oh, you know what? This scene is definitely... So, one thing I'm terrible at is scaling things. This scene is definitely 6 foot wide. That's about 7 foot wide. 7 foot wide corridor. How tall's the ceiling? Because each block in this grid should be a meter. So yeah, this house is way too big. So I could technically scale everything down a tad. Probably by half the size, right? Let's see. So if this wall is... That should be a meter from what I remember. So that's 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 4.3 meters. Which is how much of foot? So a ceiling could be about 10 foot high. It really depends what house you're in. The Simpsons ceilings actually do seem pretty high if you look at some of the images. So we'll say 10 foot high. So 10 foot high is about 3 meters is... Oh, about 3 meters. We have ours at 1, 2... What did I just say? 1, 2, 3... 4.3. So we're a whole meter above. So we can actually reduce the scale of everything by about 25%, which probably make Homer more scaled correctly. But I don't know if I want to do that at the moment. Because I don't mind things being overly scaled. I was never intending to make this actually a scene you walk around. It was just supposed to be something I render. Well, to be fair, a good point on what you just said in chat is you'll be surprised how many things don't conform with reality when it comes to video games. One of the most common ones is a third-person game. In third-person games, and I actually saw this somewhere very recently, I said it to somebody, I think it was 33%, 20% bigger. You tend to make everything 20% bigger than reality because one big thing that people forget is in reality, we see it at about 100, I think it's just under 180 degrees field of view. Someone I know does, and I won't say who, but someone I know, I swear their field of view is like freaking Call of Duty 50 degree. It's terrible. I will move my hand like here and they won't even see it. And they're like, I'm like, how did you not see my hand? But yeah, so our FOV causes everything to obviously work in real life, but in a video game, you're not going to make 180 FOV because the way our eyes work anyways, there's not any, your peripherals don't actually have much focus. All this kind of gets blurred and your focus comes around here, right? But you're not going to make a game 180 FOV and then blur all this. You're instead just going to make it like a 90 FOV, which causes the illusion of everything seeming small. I always forget. Smaller? Bigger? I can't remember. A smaller FOV gives the illusion of something being smaller or bigger, so you tend to have to scale in your game. God, my voice broke. Scaling your game things to kind of look more familiar. And if you actually watch developers talk about it, things rarely get to perfect scale. And developers will rarely measure, like, everything. Like, houses and stuff, they might, because, you know, door sizes tend to be universal. But it'd be like, oh, how big's that sign? A real sign's 2 meters by 5. They're like, I don't know, 1.7 by 4.5. It's like, I just made it and it looks right. Because that's, at the end of the day, when it comes to art, as long as it looks right, it's fine. When you see an artist painting something, they're not measuring everything to perfect scale. They're just going, okay, that looks about the right size, so I'm going to paint that. And when you look at the painting, it doesn't look wrong. It looks right. You know, no one's going to go up to the painting with like a freaking ruler. This isn't a ruler, but go up to a ruler and be like, you know, that's actually 20 millimeters too long. You know, you're just not going to care about that. So this room has the light on the ceiling. So I'm going to put that in just so I remember to put it in. So even if I just have it as a cube, I basically just want to remember it's there. Which is another big part to why blockouts are a good thing. It just helps you remember. I think of this every consistency, just see if I'm wrapping on monitors since they aren't big enough. Yeah. But that is a big lesson. Think about more. Don't worry about things being perfect. Worry about how good you want them to look. That's a huge lesson, is make it how you want it. On one hand, when you're working in the industry, you obviously have to make things to how your boss is going to want it to look. If your boss says, I want that to be red, and you sit there going, oh, I think red's terrible. It should definitely be more like an orange or an off red. Red is way too strong. And you could say that to him. That's fine. If you've not got a strict boss, my boss is very nice. If I say to my boss, if he was like, oh, Steve, that should be red. I was like, you sure? I was like, I feel like an off red's going to look a bit better. I feel like red's going to be a bit too intense for the player to look at. He might go, maybe you're right. We'll have a look at both of them. You know, we'll see what we prefer. But if he says at the end of the day, no, I want it to be red, I want the player to be attracted to it, then that's what I've got to make. But when you're working on your own work, at the end of the day, if you want something to look a certain way, you should feel comfortable making it look that way. I've had so many people come into my streams, talk to me in real life, even back in university, will tell me, you should make it look this way. It's my work. If I want it to look a certain way, if you're trying to make something look entirely realistic, yes, you should conform it to like what a realistic thing would be. I thought one funny one was I was making moss for something. Now, moss, depending on the type of moss and where the moss is located, can be very damp or very dry. Let's get some. It all depends if that area had, like, look, you can have very wet moss. Look, like that kind of moss, right? Surface moss that's very moist. Now, I can't remember if what I was making had wet moss or dry moss. Dry. Because, as you can see, it doesn't have a huge specular on it, right? Look, is that moss? But it doesn't have a huge amount of specular. It looks quite dry. And usually sometimes it gets a bit more brown. But you can have it completely, like, look somewhat dry. You can make it look somewhat dry without without looking wrong, right? And again, I can't remember if mine was dry or wet, but I was literally using an image, I'm pretty sure an image I took to make something, and someone walked up to me and he said, that's wrong. I was like, what do you mean that's wrong? He's like, it shouldn't look like that. I was like, why should it? It's like, that doesn't look realistic. I was like, what's wrong with it? It's too wet. Again, I can't remember if it was too wet or too dry. Maybe I made it wet. I think I made it wet and he said it should be drier. I don't. This is literally what it looks like. Well, no, it's not. No moss looks like that. And I had to whip out my phone and show them. I was like, look, it's a picture of an image I took. And they were just like, oh, I guess it's fine then. But until I showed them proof, they weren't okay with it. And then when it comes to stylized stuff, at the end of the day, if you want something to look a certain way, you should be happy with it looking that way. If you want to make a more cool, a cold, cooler, relaxed looking scene, usually blue is what you want to do, but you can also have like a warm, relaxed looking scene, which is red. But if you want to go in a certain direction, there's a big difference between critiquing something that's wrong and critiquing something because of your personal preference. If you prefer something to look a certain way because of your personal preference, that might not be the other person's personal preference. Whether you're the person making it or you're the person critiquing it, if their personal preference is in a different direction, they want it to look a certain way, that's fine. When I critique people's work, which some people of you come into my chat and you ask, oh, Steve, can you have a look at this? I will say to you, I was like, I'm going to critique it in a way where I'm going to look at the modeling, the lighting, the shading, the texture quality, the stuff like that. I'm not going to be critiquing it on the way I think it looks or it should look, because that's usually up to you. Because I might, if I ask you and say, well, do you want me to critique it in a way I would present it, then I might give you some suggestions to like, okay, so I think there should be a much brighter light coming in from this direction because I think that causes your eyes to be attracted to that part of the screen, and that's where your big asset is. That's where your most detailed asset is. So you make sure your character, the person viewing the art, look directly at that. Let's get this moss off my screen while I'm talking. Whereas if you then reply back to me, no, I don't. I don't want people to be attracted to that first. I want them to have their attention drawn over to here. That I want them to realize that afterwards. Like, oh, if that's the case, don't do what I recommended. Make that a little bit more in the dark while keeping the left side of your screen lit up. So that way they notice this detail as they pan their vision through the screen. But yeah, it changes depending on the person, what people want to make. Anyways, I was just called for dinner, so I'm going to have to end the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the very little amount of content I was actually able to produce today. We did block out a room, but it was basically just me talking. We had some new people in here, so some people, you know, you guys are gonna want to know that I like talking a lot in my streams. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Usually I stream Fridays and Sundays. The times tend to stay consistent, but if you join my stream or my Discord, you'll be able to sort of grasp the kind of times I'll stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.